Today we're going to be talking all about choosing Christian curriculum for your homeschool, and I will be sharing a few of the different curriculum companies that I have used over the last 6 years of homeschooling my daughter. Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I am a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 11, 4, and 2. I would love for you to click that subscribe button down below and stick around. Today's video is part of a collaboration with my friend Andrea over at Classical Casa. She is a homeschooling mom of 2 kids, and they currently live in England, but they are from the United States originally. And she shares all about kind of classical and Charlotte Mason inspired homeschooling. So I hope that you will check her video out. I will leave all of her information down below in the description box for you. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. The first thing that I wanted to share about is Bob Jones University, or BJU Press. And we actually started back in kindergarten with the K-5 Bible Truths curriculum. I used the K-5 program and then also levels 2 and 3 for 2nd and 3rd grade. So I just got this one out to show you, but this is a program that is written for Christian schools, and it's very easy to use in your homeschool. It is very Bible-centered, and in the kindergarten school year, you wind up learning some catechism questions and answers that I really liked, and every year there are some hymn studies as well. So I really enjoyed teaching this program, and we actually are considering using the Christian Worldview course from them in the future. Not necessarily, it's for 6th grade, but we're not doing it this year. So I will continue to update you on whether we wind up going with that on another year. But I really, really enjoyed this program. It gave a very solid foundation for teaching all of the different Bible stories, but then also really focusing on how it can influence and change you personally. And I really, really enjoyed that. The only reason that we stopped using this program was because in 1st grade, we started using Sunlight, which is another curriculum that I have here. This is for history, Bible, and literature. And so we were technically doing 2 Bible programs at the same time. As you can probably imagine, got a little overwhelming at some points, especially because when my daughter was in 3rd grade, I had a 2-year-old, and then I was going to have a baby soon. So life was a little crazy, and so I needed to simplify a little bit. So we stopped using the Bible Truths program, and we just stuck to our Sunlight History, Bible, Literature program and just the Bible that was contained in there. So I do sometimes kind of miss Bible Truths, but that's a story for another day. So this is a really great program if you're looking for something to teach Bible with. Also from Bob Jones University, we used English 2 and 3, and I really enjoyed teaching this program, but to be really honest, my daughter did not enjoy learning this program. So we used it for grade 2, and then we got about halfway through 3rd grade before we decided to be all done with the English 3 program. So I really liked it because it switched back and forth between grammar and writing, not day by day, but unit by unit. So one unit would be writing, one unit would be grammar, and I thought that it worked really well. She was learning a lot, and she really did like the grammar lessons. It was the writing, and honestly, if I could kind of go back and do it, I might not switch anything at all in 3rd grade. I think it was just honestly the subject. She doesn't really love writing. So in retrospect, I probably should have just stuck with it and kept going, but I gave in and didn't keep going. But I really liked this program. So if you're looking for a really solid English program, that is definitely a good way to go. It is definitely more of a traditional style of teaching English. Same with their science programs. So I have here the Science 3, but we also used Science 2. This is the teacher's edition, and I really liked the science book because it had lots of different topics throughout the year. So it started with animals and then went into plants and ecosystems. What else? There's volume and matter. I know there was a weather section in here, I believe, and some different things about the human body. So there was just a lot of variety in the different topics that you were using. And that was actually really good for us because back in kindergarten, we tried using the Apologia astronomy course, but she was in kindergarten. And even though this is technically made for kindergarten through 6th grade, I believe, this was definitely way too much for a kindergartner. So I was really glad to have the BJU Press Science because it alternated between lots of different topics instead of sticking with just one topic for Apologia. Since then, after 3rd grade, we wound up using some units from The Good and the Beautiful for 4th grade and liked that pretty well. But then I had really been waiting for Apologia to release the new zoology program because they were redesigning the books and the notebooking journals and things, and everything was going to be in full color. I have a flip through of this if you're interested in finding out more about this program. But we did this last year in 5th grade and absolutely loved it. But like I was saying earlier, it was nice to have multiple different topics. This switches back to just the one topic for the whole year situation. But we are also going to be using Earth Science for this next year. So this is our new book that we're going to be using coming up, which I'm really excited about. So if you don't mind being in just one topic for the whole year, Apologia is a really great way to go. And one thing that I really like about the Apologia series is that there are audiobooks to go along with it. And it is written in a very living book narrative style. So when the author of the book is the one that's narrating the audiobook, it's really easy to follow, and it just sounds like you're having a conversation with a science expert. So my daughter really liked it, and I'm really hoping that we enjoy the Earth Science this year as well. She's not looking forward to it as much because she doesn't really care about Earth Science very much, but I think it'll be a really good year, and I highly recommend the Young Explorers series. Okay, so we've talked about BJU Press and Apologia. Let's talk a little bit about Sunlight. Now, Sunlight is a little bit different of a company because they don't necessarily use Christian materials, but they bring a Christian element by all of their instructors' notes. So after each of the grids of what to do when, there are all of these teachers' notes on things that you might want to discuss with your students, or just questions that you might want to ask, vocabulary you might want to focus on. And there are sometimes really good things about like something that happened in history, and then this would add a little bit more of like a biblical viewpoint about whatever that history thing was. So Sunlight doesn't necessarily use Christian books, but they bring a Christian element to those books. So just something to consider. We have used 4 levels B, C, D, and E, and now we're starting F, and I'm really excited about the level F program that we're going to be using this coming year. That is all about the Eastern Hemisphere, and I have really enjoyed all of the different levels that we've used of Sunlight. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about character studies. Back when my daughter was probably in kindergarten or 1st grade, I was watching a video. I think it was actually Megan over at Pennies and Salt, and she talked about this book, which is called Crossroads of Character. And I really liked this little book. It has this is actually meant for preschoolers, but it is a character trait, and then there's a Bible verse and some cute pictures of the Boyer's grandchildren, who I actually met this boy here. He's in high school, but I met him at one of their booths at our local homeschool conference a couple years ago. But this was just a really cute program to talk about what the Bible says about different character qualities. And because of getting that book, I wound up getting the next 2 levels as well. This one is Character Trails. It's a little bit longer and has a little bit more reading as far as how you use this book. But then this one, Kids of Character, is more of a student Bible study. So this is the Bible study that my daughter uses, and she used about half of it this last school year in 5th grade, and she's going to continue on with this. I have some videos about both of these programs actually that I can link below for you. But if you're looking for like a character study or a Bible study for your student to do, this is a great series, and they have levels from preschool all the way up through high school, so lots to choose from. Some of them are more teacher driven, like a read aloud. Probably these two books would be more like parent driven. But then once they start in the Kids of Character study, you could maybe do this a little bit more independently. So the last company that I wanted to talk about is the Gentle and Classical Press. And this coming school year, or right now actually, I'm using the Gentle and Classical Preschool. And I'm also using the On Mission magazines, which is kind of a geography study through different countries that you can focus on. And I have a few of those that I'll be using with my older daughter, but tying in some things for my younger kids as well. And that's actually what I really love about the Gentle and Classical Press, is that even though this is technically a preschool program, and then they have primer, which is for like kindergarten or pre-K, and then they have sequence 1 and a couple of other different units. You can incorporate all of your kids with different aspects. For instance, this has Bible verse memory. They're very short, so your older kids aren't going to be really challenged, but it's still verse memory. But then there are some art and composer study components that it uses that my older daughter will be joining with us for. So it's very flexible, and even though it's geared towards preschool, your older kids can still benefit from different parts of it, which I really love, because there aren't really a lot of things that I can do with my 6th grader and my pre-K 4-year-old son that really make a lot of sense going together. So anytime that I can find anything like that that kind of goes together, I am all about that. I know this video was kind of a little bit all over the place today, but I wanted to be able to share some of the things that we've used in the past that we maybe aren't using right now. Since I only started my channel at the end of my daughter's 4th grade year, it's a challenge to kind of be able to share with you things that we've used in the past. So I thought this was a good way to do that. I hope that it was helpful for you. And if you have any questions about any of the things that I talked about today, please don't hesitate to ask or let me know down in the comments. And I would love to have a conversation with you about that. Or I can always make more videos about some of these things if you're interested, if it's something that I haven't already done a flip through or review about. I will leave a link down below for you in the description box to my playlist that's all of the curriculum flip throughs and reviews that I've done over the last year and a half or so since I've been sharing here on YouTube. So definitely check that out if you're interested in some of these things. I have done those types of videos on about half of the curriculum that I listed here. Otherwise, I hope that you guys are all having a really great day, enjoying the summer, hopefully, and gearing up for your new homeschool year. I am getting ready to start kind of a 2-week break, although we are still doing kind of our Sunlight History Bible Literature program throughout the next 2 weeks. But my daughter will have everything else off, and she is very excited about that. Don't forget to go check out Andrea's video next and subscribe to her channel. And don't forget to subscribe to mine as well while you're here, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today at Our Homeschool Table, and we'll see you next time.